Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Andy still.
Yeah, and it's Mark. I have to say, I
And
look a
with-
bit hungover on the picture today. I mean, I'm not. I didn't drink. Well, I hardly ever drink anything, but I do look a bit hungover, I have to say.
I'm glad to say, or I'm glad to see, that for the sake of continuity, you have also, like me, not changed your top.
Yes, I have. Oh, no,
No.
sorry. This fleece top is my daily, but my T-shirt is definitely new. I don't wear a T-shirt more than one. I don't wear a T-shirt more than one day in a row. Thank you.
And I wore mine on purpose because we're doing the same episode on the same day.
Oh, you mean from a continuity point of view, I should have had the same T-shirt on?
It doesn't matter now. It's too late.
Oh, God. Well, it's not like we told people that we had to spread it over 2 days.
Yeah, but, after I went to, I said I was going to buy some drugs yesterday.
Yes.
Well, apparently my Eliquis, my blood thinner, good news, came out of its patent last month.
Oh, the one that you were literally talking about yesterday, that they don't make generic.
Yeah, and there's no generic available now, but by the time I need to renew it, there definitely will be.
Oh, how long
the price difference is incredible, because like the other one that I have to have, the statin thing, guess how much I have to pay for that?
Well, you said it was cheap, 200 a month or something.
It was generic.
Yeah.
I picked up a pack yesterday. It was 17 crowns.
Really?
Yeah, that is with a discount because I get like 75% off at the moment or something. But even if it's 75% off,
what is the term of a patent on a drug? Is it 17? Is a patent 17?
Scam. It's 7 years initially, but Eliquis double scammed, and they pushed for a 5-year extension, which they got. So they've had 12 years of full price. These fucking
and I wonder on what basis. Is it financial? They say they haven't recovered their R&D costs or something. I wonder.
They don't need a basis. They just need a big, deep pocket to get it through Congress.
And a good lobbyist. Yeah, but it's nothing to do with Congress, you idiot. It's Sweden.
No, it's an American drug.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make any... Oh, I see. You mean... No. Patents are international.
Yes, but the patent was extended for 5 years.
Yeah, but that's by the patent somethings or other, not Congress or...
No, but you said how did they get it extended?
Yeah.
Well, by law. It's the only way to do it because by law, the patent expires after 7 years.
Yeah, but I don't expect you to know the details of it, but I'm wondering who makes that decision. There must be a body that decides whether someone justifiably extends a patent or not. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, it's a scam, obviously, and it was obvious. You can imagine how many millions of people worldwide are on this drug.
Well, the stupid thing is, with these situations, and obviously America happens to be the perfect example, is if the drug companies just made reasonable profits across the board,
that wouldn't make their investors happy. That's not greedy enough.
No, but that's the thing. But I'm sure why do you have to live in a world where America pays 4 times? 4 times the amount that everybody else pays. Why do the drug companies risk such a terrible reputation, damage to their reputation, because they're literally killing people because they can't afford drugs?
They don't care. They give them a lost leader with the cheap petrol, and then they skin them alive with the drugs they need to stay alive to drive their cars.
Sorry, you've lost me. It's too early in the morning. We got onto cars.
They give them a lost leader with cheap petrol in America. They pay fuck all for that petrol compared to the rest of the world.
To sell them cars, yeah.
So the petrol is a lost leader. They get the petrol cheap, but they make them pay 4 times the price of the drugs so that they have to stay alive to drive their car. I'm talking to myself, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
I can't do this at 8 o'clock in the morning because clearly,
I thought you were
this doesn't work.
Trying to segue into some new subject.
I'm just trying to explain the logic or the lack of logic used by the people who are the greedy bastards. The rest of the world pay for the petrol, but only America pays for the medicine.
Well, even though it is a global market, clearly, America has an abundance of petrol. And that, in a way, is reflected. It's just like, if you think of the electricity price in Sweden, you pay not half, but you pay 2/3 of electricity prices in the south because you have an abundance of electricity where you are, hydro, etc. And so that's the same, the state.
I don't believe it's that much cheaper here, actually.
Oh, I think you'll find it is, actually. And in fact, I think there's a website where you can see the daily price differential, and it's surprisingly big.
Well, I'm having the biggest electricity bills I've ever had.
Yeah, that's because. Yeah, but I'm not bloody surprised. What do you? Just think of it. What do you spend your money on? New bloody microphones, new cameras, new headphones, new computers, mixing desks. What the hell?
Running a computer is a luxury item.
I'm not saying
I've been running computers for 20 years in Sweden. I'm still using the same electricity. No. I'm just paying a hell of a lot more for it than I used to.
I think it would be an interesting exercise. I might even send you one of those plugs that you can determine how much power you're drawing. I wonder how much power your computer draws. I reckon it's probably 0.5 kilowatt, 500 watts. 500 watts an hour.
Highly unlikely.
You say that? I mean, just look at those headphones. They must draw a couple of 100 watts just to power.
They're plugged into a port.
In the computer?
Into a mixing desk.
Exactly.
Which is in turn, plugged into a USB port and a plug socket.
Oh, that's interesting, actually. So hang on a second. The mixing desk, literally, there's no separate power input into the mixing desk.
Oh, I didn't say that exactly.
No, exactly. Hang on, I'm still trying to bloody type this drug patent thing in.
My mixing desk, it doesn't draw massive amounts of power. It's basically just a LED mixing desk.
Right.
Anyway,
So back to subject matter, and I know we talk about it almost every week, but. What do I start getting on my
You've frozen on
Facebook feed or whatever the hell it was? I start getting videos of who was the English guy who went to Marbella on the documentary? Tiddy Wanky, Tiki Toki, or whatever.
Winky Wanky Woo,
whatever his name was. He was being interviewed by Piers Morgan.
Oh, and Piers Morgan walked out.
Yes, exactly. But because we
wankers on the face of the planet upset each other. How is that even news? Although it would be a good sort of comedy series having those two in the same room discussing intellectual stuff.
I thought it was mildly interesting because I did actually watch it simply because it was so pertinent to what we were talking about yesterday. But so Piers Morgan says to this Tiki Wanky, he says something like, well, you are obviously a homophobe because you said if your son was gay, you'd disown him. And then he starts going on about him being a misogynist. Fair enough. And so his response, did you see this? His response was, well, you need to keep your bitch in place. She's posting when you're traveling, she's posting on Instagram. This is his wife, Piers Morgan's wife, that she wants to have some cock come round and service her, basically. And it was just so ridiculously, insulting and personal that Piers Morgan walks off the set. But I was thinking,
was it true? That's the thing.
I don't, whether it's complete fabrication, who the hell, it doesn't make any difference. But the thing
but how professional is he then? What a big girl's blouse.
No, but that
I'm going out then. Yeah, I'm not going to stand here and listen to that.
But so this fellow, okay, however ridiculous it was, is pushing back with personal insults, and that causes Piers Morgan to leave the studio. Just think of all of the absolutely evil people he's had on the show, people that have been responsible for genocide, that are defending genocide and all that, and he's quite happy to stay in his seat.
I can honestly tell you that I have never watched anything with Piers Morgan in it, I never will.
I don't think we even can we? I think he does a morning show. Does he do a morning show?
I don't care. I want him in the same room as Donald Trump when Satan arrives and does his magic on them. Although that's unfair to Satan because he's not such a bad guy.
I think you've misunderstood the concept of Satan a bit, Andy. Piers Morgan and Donald Trump, they're on his side. He's going to be giving them peace awards.
Satan isn't all bad. Not compared to those two motherfuckers.
He is no, he's not the personification of evil. That is what evil is, bad through and through. There's no good side to evil, Andy.
You don't see my little joke in there, do you?
Oh, no, obviously. Sorry, say it again. I might laugh.
Satan isn't all bad. Not like those two. Satan has some redeeming qualities. I'm seriously going to have to insist you have a drink or something before we start recording in the future, because it's like talking to a toddler.
Yeah, well, that's about right. Well, yes, but bearing in mind, if we have the same demographic as the sun, then you should be using language appropriate for, I think it's 11 or 12. Is it a reading age of 11 or 12, the tabloid newspapers in England utilise?
Well, the reading age for the sun doubled after they did away with page 3, of course.
So that's gone completely, has it, page 3?
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing that in our lifetime, you could be sitting on the tube on the way to work in the morning and there'd be a bloke sitting next to you reading the Sun, ogling some girl's tits? I mean, that was in our lifetime.
I don't know if anyone actually sat there ogling page 3.
Well, what do you mean? Well, they were publishing it. That was the page 3 of the newspaper.
Yeah, but were people really that affected by it? Because I certainly never was. I've never.
What do you mean? Because you're fundamentally sort of earing towards the side of misogyny. So of course you didn't see it.
No, because for me, pictures and films, they're not that interesting. I like real life. I've never been that fucking phased by, I've never been like, oh, let's quickly open the National Geographic and look at some empty tyres.
Yes, Andy, but you're not in the majority because the porn industry exists and seems to be quite successful. So there are plenty of people out there.
Honestly, don't understand it. I honestly don't understand it. It's never been a big thing for me at all, or even a thing.
Yeah, but funnily enough, actually, it's quite pertinent to what we were talking about, bearing in mind that Titty Wanky, or whatever his name is,
Winky Wanky Woo,
he obviously makes a living out of it.
Well, does he though?
Well, no, I think he said on the show that he promotes OnlyFans girls. Yeah,
but he's basically pimping girls out. He's nothing more than a fucking pimp.
Hmm. Oh, you might be right.
And that will come crashing down. That definitely will come crashing down.
Yeah, but you say that, and this is the worrying thing. We've talked about it. The trend is heading in his direction, not ours.
I think we're in for a seismic shift over the next couple of years in the way the internet is policed, and it's not going to be good.
Well, when you say not good, there's going to be casualties for the clean-up that's obviously necessary, is what you're saying.
Because of these wankers
Yeah.
who just can't fucking behave in the playground, everybody is going to be made to wear a crash helmet and elbow and knee pads in the future.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. And in a way, as with the rest of the world, we did get to a stage where someone like Trump was elected as the most powerful man in the world. He was elected by people.
Who, by the way, last night dropped a Trump joke to the Japanese Prime Minister when one of the reporters in the meeting asked, why didn't you warn, like, the Japanese, for instance, that you were going to
invade Iran? Yeah.
And he said, well, because we needed the element of surprise. And Who knows better about the element of surprise than the Japanese?
What, he made a joke about Pearl Harbor?
And just to make it absolutely crystal clear, he said, we weren't expecting, I wasn't told about Pearl Harbor. He was laughing at his own little joke, but the rest of the room was
sort of stunned. Yeah, exactly. Oh, no. But anyway, so the point I was making was that, the world has swung so far in that direction, in the direction of these Manosphere or whatever we're talking about today, direction. What's going to be interesting is when the pendulum swings back in the other direction, how far is it going to go?
We'll end up having like the internet equivalent of
police
Islam. Where
the internet equivalent of Islam?
Women will be stoned for going on the internet.
I don't think women are stoned because they are in Iran, unfortunately, and possibly Afghanistan. Actually, not Iran.
A lot of women on OnlyFans have to be stoned to promote their content.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. Do you know, you say that, I'm sure there are some poor individuals who endure, what is it when you hurt other people? Sadomasochism or mado? No, what is it? Masochism and sadomasochism.
Sadists are the ones who do the hurting, and masochists are the ones who do the receiving. But they're only masochists if they do it consensually and they enjoy it. Yeah,
but I'm sure there are several of that leaning that appear on OnlyFans and probably earn
There's
fortune.
Also probably several trafficked slaves that appear on OnlyFans.
Absolutely. In fact, I thought there was an article in the papers the other day that there was some, I think it was in South Korea, actually, relatively free country, or it might have been somewhere more obscure, where literally that's what these poor girls, they're supposedly on OnlyFans, and in fact, they were just basically slaves.
I was reading an article yesterday about not a penthouse as such, but a house in Dubai, which was like 34 million quid or something, this house.
Yeah.
And in the basement, there was cages 2 meters by 2 meters full of young girls that were basically being kept by this billionaire.
What?
Some had been there for like 4 years, apparently. But it's unverified, unfortunately. I mean, I've got the name of the guy and everything, but I didn't dig any further.
Oh, I'll tell you what has happened actually overnight. I think what might have happened yesterday was that Bondi has been subpoenaed. Or had that happened yesterday?
He's still going to lie.
No, but that's the problem. You see, you can do what you like when you're just being interviewed by the committee. But if you're subpoenaed and you have to give evidence under oath, that's where... no, hang on, we talked about it yesterday. It must have happened before. That's where it gets tricky, because if they're caught lying subsequently, that is an imprisonable offence.
America have got a habit of putting women in prison for men's crimes. So she could well be in the next cell of Maxwell if she doesn't play her cards right.
That's right, Ghislaine.
If she was a bloke, she'd be fine.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Anyway, listen, let's continue on where we left off yesterday.
Yeah, sorry, where did we get to? We were I can't remember what we were talking about.
We spoke, I'll sort of start a little bit from before where we left off. So I said that what begins as an improve yourself becomes... here's why you need to improve yourself. And that's where the worldview comes in. And that's when you start to hear the claims about female nature, hypergamy. Do we remember hypergamy?
Yeah, I even looked it up yesterday.
Yes.
And to be honest, I've already forgotten what it is.
It's when you get a level 4 female aiming for a level 10 male.
Right.
Basically.
That's right. Yeah. I summed it up as gold diggers.
And they realistically think that they've got the same opportunity as the level 10 female because they're all women's and they're all equal.
And that is a feature of this Manosphere, is it?
It's very much so. That's why they keep asking them, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, going around the table, rate yourselves. And the delusion is jaw-dropping. And the misogyny involved in that is also jaw-dropping.
Yeah, but the thing
Because
is,
it's like asking them to name 3 countries. They know what the answers are going to be, and they're just there to ridicule them.
no, exactly. But the thing is that in my book, and obviously I'm a 60s middle-aged white man, in even asking those questions of these girls, the men automatically fall into a less than 1 out of 10 category.
It's the same with body count. There's this big thing about body count at the moment, and I don't understand it because my body count is 3. And I'm quite proud of that.
What's body count?
Well, actually, I thought it meant how many people have you killed, but apparently it's how many people you slept with.
You've slept with 3 women?
No,
Really?
I killed 3 people.
You're right. You did say 3 people. 2 of them were blokes. 1 of them was a cat.
No, I killed 3 people. Oh, you get none of my jokes today. It's like, that was a good one. That was a damn good one.
What? Why was that a joke?
What's your body count? 3. That's not very high. Well, how many have you killed? That's the way it was supposed to go. Fucking hell, I'm going to have to get Phil on board. Phil, make yourself available for next week's episode.
You need to provide me with a script when it comes to your jokes so I know how to respond.
God, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for weeks to use that one.
What's your body count? 3. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Well,
anyway.
in fact, yes, in fact, that, I say poor girl. I mean, she seemed to be reasonably mentally competent. That woman that we talked about who had slept with 1,000 men?
Bonnie Blue.
Yes, Bonnie Blue. She's English. Or she spoke with an English accent.
Well, she would. Once she cleared her throat.
I mean, what was that? In how many men did she have? I was just about to say made love to, had sex with. In
24
what time?
hours.
1,000 men in 24 hours.
Yeah, they didn't sort of go through foreplay or anything. It was basically in 2 thrusts next.
And what was the purpose of it? What was it to I mean,
it's like, subscribe and get sponsors. And also, can you imagine the streaming money that they made from the fucking... If you can find 1,000 people to queue up to shag a bitch, you can find 20 million to pay to watch it.
I don't like your terminology of bitch, but...
Well, I'm in the manosphere here at the moment, so...
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's just... do you think... I mean, I can understand people watching porn because it's it's supposed to be tittillating and turn you on. But what is the pleasure in watching a girl being shagged by 1,000 men?
Where is the pleasure in watching 2 grown men beat the shit out of each other? Which you get in the boxing, which since live streaming, the purse has gone from £1 million to 20, 30, 40 million quid.
Yeah, but
because of the money that's generated by watching it live.
That is a bit of a jump, actually, from boxing to...
It's still a physical and sometimes violent sport.
Oh, anyway, funnily enough...
It's not a massive jump. It's basically a spectator sport watching 2 human beings go at each other.
Who was that fellow who actually stood for candidate for congressman or something, who was an MMA fighter? The fellow with, I think he had ginger hair. He always used to wear check suits.
No, I don't.
Anyway, is he part of this are those people part of this manosphere thing?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh,
Sorry,
right. Well, I can't remember his name, obviously. Anyway, so yes. Yeah. So carry on.
Yeah, the last one in my list that everybody's now forgotten was the decline of traditional values. So these ideas are presented not as opinions, but as truths, often framed as scientific or evolutionary, which we discussed yesterday with the AI science.
Yes, that guy.
So
Ridiculous.
these transitions can be subtle. You're still watching the same creator and still getting some useful advice, but now layered on top of that is a narrative about how the world works and who is to blame for your struggles. And the Manosphere is not successful by accident. It taps into psychological needs. Life is complicated, relationships are unpredictable, and human behavior is very messy. And the Manosphere amplifies all of it. It offers clear rules and framework. If you do X, you will get Y. If you behave like this, people will respond like that. And even when those rules are flawed, they feel reassuring because certainty is comforting. And many people who enter the Manosphere are dealing with real frustration, either rejection, loneliness, or lack of direction. The Manosphere validates those feelings and it says, you're not imagining this, your pain is real. And that validation is important, but it often comes with a twist. It then assigns blame in a way that enforces resentment rather than encouraging growth. So the Manosphere also offers diverse identity. You're not just someone struggling, you're someone who sees the truth. And this creates a sense of superiority over those who don't share the same beliefs. It's no longer just about improving your life, but it's about belonging to a group that understands reality better than anybody else.
Well, you see, it's very interesting because exactly the same philosophy is undertaken when you have political parties like Nigel Farage blaming immigrants.
Yeah.
So they're doing it for political gain and obviously money and power at the end of it as well. These people are doing it purely for financial gain, and the target is not people coming across on boats or what they describe as illegal immigrants, but women in general. It's quite a broad...
And young men.
What do you mean, and young... What?
They are definitely the victims of the Manosphere.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah, ultimately they are the victims, even though they're the target demographic. Absolutely, yes. But it's like, it gives people a target group to explain their misfortune.
Yeah, their disenfranchisement.
Exactly, yes.
Did you, by the way, did you catch Arabella's advert yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Was she in the...
How's your Andy coin doing?
Yes, exactly. We should start one.
I thought that was a touch of genius.
Yeah. Andy coin. No, so you're absolutely right. It is. But, okay, so we don't have to get too philosophical about this. But what's interesting is that all of these things are sort of coming about at the same time. Manosphere, targeting immigrants, all of that sort of thing. It's all sort of happening together. And it's purely, in my mind...
culmination of a century or 2 centuries of divide and conquer.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is that there is a ready audience for this stuff. And that is a true, indisputable evidence of how... what was the word you used? Disenfranchised people are generally. As we were saying the other day, who can blame young people in England having mental health problems when there's literally no hope of ever escaping from the grind that they find themselves in?
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on, because I want to talk, obviously, cars at some stage. We've got to talk about that bloke's Lamborghini.
Well, so... a recurring theme is control. It's control over your body, control over your finances, and control over your relationships. In a world that can feel chaotic, the promise of control is deeply appealing, but it often comes with rigid definitions of what it means to be a man. And these definitions can be both limiting and unrealistic. Critics argue that the manosphere doesn't just attract people, it shapes them. And there are patterns in how content is structured and delivered that encourage deeper engagement and stronger belief. Rarely does someone encounter extreme content immediately. It's like I said to you, you'll start off with the Whatever podcast, which is mildly disturbing, and you end up singing along with Winky Wanky Woo.
No.
So indeed, there is some kind of progression. Mild advice becomes stronger claims, and strong claims become rigid beliefs, and then your rigid beliefs become hostility. Each step feels like a natural extension of the previous one. Content is designed to provoke. It's designed to provoke anger at perceived injustice, fear of being left behind, and resentment towards anybody else who is deemed responsible. And these emotions keep people engaged, and it makes them more receptive to persuasive messaging. Statistics and anecdotes are often used selectively. A single study might be presented as definitive proof. An isolated story might be treated as a universal pattern. And contradictory evidence is dismissed as bias, fake news, or manipulation. Over time, this creates a closed system of belief where alternative perspectives are not seriously considered. And many of these influencers that we've spoken about in the manosphere monetize their content. That's the whole point of their existence. They sell courses, memberships, coaching programs, and access to exclusive content and communities. And this creates a powerful incentive structure. The more engaged the audience, the more money is generated. And engagement often increases with more extreme or emotionally charged content. The manosphere's growth has been accelerated by highly visible figures who understand how to capture attention. They're often charismatic, confident, and media savvy, and they appeal to the person in particular who's had no fucking male role model in their life.
When you say confident,
they're confident in their own nonsense. They come across as believing their own shit.
No. Oh, sorry. They come across as believing their own shit. But that was something interesting about the Louis Theroux thing, that pretty much all of them clearly didn't believe in the bollocks that they were talking.
They're all acting.
Yes, exactly.
They're all acting, but they're acting. It's like any other actor. They're doing it for the money.
Yeah, but so they absolutely don't believe in what they're promoting or talking about.
Don't.
It is literally just an act.
You can be sure that that fucking wanker whose girlfriend left him after Louis Theroux pointed out the inequalities in the relationship, live on Netflix, as it were. You can be sure that when the cameras stopped rolling on him, he called his girlfriend mummy and cleaned up after her. There's no way that he actually, in real life, treated her the way that he claimed.
I mean, that was absolutely ridiculous attempt to him to establish his masculinity by telling his girlfriend to clean up.
Yeah, clean the room.
It was ridiculous.
I mean, what was everyone watching at home supposed to go, well done, that man.
Yeah, you told that girl to clean up. I mean, it was just ridiculous. He was
Honestly.
I don't know, I certainly don't want to rank them, but he was one of the most pathetic.
Not? Let's rank them on a scale of 1 to 10.
No, well, I certainly would characterize him as pathetic. He came across as macho, he came across as confident, but as soon as Louis Theroux asked to interview, I don't know whether I want you to do that. I don't think you should be speaking to her, because she might expose me as the real pussy that I am.
While I was doing my research for this, I looked into each of these fuckers.
Oh, you did? Well done. Well done.
This particular guy, who we're not naming, the one you're talking about, I'm going to sneeze. this particular guy.
Oh, nice.
Excuse me.
You can do one, or you're going to do another one?
No, that was it. He, at one point, joined this Manosphere organization that was pretty racist. And
But he was of Indian descent, wasn't he?
well, this is the problem, you see. He was accepted up to a point until someone turned around and said, well, frankly, I don't even know what you're fucking doing here, mate. And they threw him out.
Oh.
So that must have cut him a little bit deep.
But
I mean, that just goes to show that even he is susceptible to his own bullshit, because as a man of Indian descent, he joined a racist organization that were clearly picking on Indians as well as everybody else, believing himself to not be an Indian because he's so alpha. Fucking unbelievable, these people. Anyway, so as I said, they are often charismatic, confident, and media savvy. They speak in absolutes. They simplify very complex issues to suit themselves, and they present themselves as authorities on these matters.
I don't think they would be able to communicate a complex concept.
Well, they don't have to, because all they have to do is spout that bullshit. Yeah. Nobody is there to argue with them. When they do have people on their shows with them, they're sycophants. They agree with everything that's said.
But obviously there are sufficient numbers of girls who are willing to appear on the... I mean, that
and you know
table
why?
interview, I mean, it wasn't just one girl. I mean, there were six of them. Well, because I assume it's because they want to increase their OnlyFans coverage or something.
And it works. To appear on one of those shows, they will get 10, 20, 30,000 extra viewers. Even if they only view once, they'll make thousands of dollars just for that appearance.
Actually, you're absolutely right. It's probably very smart, because the very men who listen to those sort of things or watch those sort of YouTube videos are exactly the sort of men who are willing to pay £5 to see her take her top off.
Yeah, they're telling their mates how they're alpha males and they go to the gym and they are in charge. And then when they go to the toilet, they quickly pay $20 to some bird in Australia so they can get a glimpse of her toes.
Yeah, no, you're right. So I can almost see it. And, if that is the case, good luck to them, that they're willing to at least come across as being humiliated. But in fact, they are the ones laughing at the end of the day because they're making more money out of the situation.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword, because they're making a few quid now.
Yeah.
By the time they hit 30, they won't make a penny on OnlyFans, and they won't find a husband. And if they've already had kids, their kids' lives are ruined forever.
Well, hopefully not that, Andy, but you never know.
I'm sorry, but it's a fact. If your mum had been on OnlyFans, can you imagine what it would have been like at school?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Samantha Fox, was that her name? She probably had children who went to school,
Samantha Fox is a lesbian,
Samantha Fox, well, you probably came into my mind because she used to be a page 3 girl, didn't she, in The Sun?
Yes. But
she's a lesbian, is she?
Yes. I think her wife just died, actually.
Samantha Fox, she can't be much older than us. She might be younger than us.
Yeah, she's kind of our age.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry.
You're not letting me finish this.
No, I know.
It's really hard.
No, carry on.
So, their content is optimized for virality. Very short clips, bold statements, high energy. And these
Hang on a second. If that's how you make yourself popular, why the hell do we rant on for an hour and a half? Can't we do something for 2 minutes? Short and sharp. That's what we should be doing.
But we're not known. We're not famous.
Oh, I see. We have to get famous first, do we?
And the short clips are just to get people to engage. The big money comes when you keep them engaged and keep them online.
What's it called? Death scrolling. Doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling. Now, these people don't just share ideas, they model a whole lifestyle: luxury, discipline, success, and dominance. And followers of them are encouraged not just to listen, but to emulate. And this creates a powerful aspirational dynamic. While some individuals benefit from aspects of the manosphere, particularly its focus on discipline and self-improvement, there are also some serious and quite obvious downsides. Relationships are often framed as transactional or adversarial. Connection is replaced with control, and this can make genuine intimacy more difficult. Now, I was thinking about this yesterday. In all of these manosphere type podcasts, like Whatever, they talk about countries, they talk about what did you study in college, and tell me one thing that you took away from it. What do you look for in a man? We want to know how much he has to earn. We want to know what car he drives, if he's going to pay for dates, etc. Not once in any of those programs will you hear the word love mentioned.
No, and that was something that I thought Louis Theroux was going to ask these people.
No, it doesn't come into it. It's basically a romance-free zone. It's awful because they've taken the whole heart out of the relationship. What is the point of a relationship if there is no love?
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. And I did, I thought it was, that was obviously from the girls' side as well. What a ridiculous question. What's the minimum income you'd think for a boyfriend? I mean, what an absurd question for anybody who lives in even anything close to reality. What possible difference does it make if you're in love with someone?
And also knowing that the next question, the follow-up question is, okay, so he's bringing £1 million. What are you bringing to the table?
Yeah.
Oh, well, my company. And that's it. They've got their punchline.
But you can hope actually quite reasonably that just as the guys on that side of the table are obviously acting, that in fact the girls may be doing the same.
Well, there is one girl who I'm in love with on Whatever at the moment.
Whatever. Oh yes,
Chloe.
Whatever. Well, which one's?
She is the most stupid acting one they've ever had, but she's good. She's really good. Like, when Brian asks her a question,
you know his name. You're a regular viewer of this thing
all the time on my bloody Facebook.
Along with the Russian bride advertisements.
Finish the story. When he asks her a question, she's always like, Brian, I don't know, but I need you to teach me. She's playing him as much as he's playing her. And the thing is, she's got him by the boo-boos.
Yeah.
He blushes. Every time he talks to her, he blushes. She has got him by the boo-boo. She could marry him, divorce him, and get half tomorrow, I'm telling you. And if she's got any brains, Chloe, take it from me, do it. Strike for the girls. Or come and marry me, because you could have half of mine as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can have Ronnie and I'll keep Reggie.
Yeah. No, I will keep Reggie, my little sex offender. So, yeah, relationships framed as transactional, adversarial, and trust is replaced with strategy. Connection is replaced with control, and there is no intimacy. So despite its emphasis on confidence, much of the messaging actually reinforces insecurity. You're only valuable if you meet certain standards. And if you fail those standards, it's because you're not good enough or because the system is rigged. But either way, the pressure is constant. As people become more immersed, they may begin to reject outside viewpoints as well. Friends, family, and partners who disagree are seen as uninformed and hostile. And this can deepen your isolation, buddy, rather than resolve it. In more extreme spaces, hostility towards women or towards anyone perceived as an outsider can become normalized. And this ranges from online harassment to, in rare but serious cases, real world harm. The term toxic is often used, but it's worth explaining why. It's not just about offensive language or controversial opinions, it's about impact. The manosphere can encourage adversarial thinking in relationships. It promotes rigid and unrealistic standards. It amplifies resentment and anger, and it discourages empathy and nuance. Even when it starts with positive intentions, the overall effects can be very damaging. And despite widespread criticism, the manosphere, as you said earlier, is not fading. In many ways, it's expanding. And that's because it addresses these real needs: direction, belonging, understanding, and purpose. The manosphere provides those things quickly, clearly, and confidently. The problem is, it's not the needs themselves. The problem is how those needs are being met. So the rise of the manosphere is not just a story about the internet. It's a story about modern life, about uncertainty and identity, about the search for meaning in a rapidly changing world. And it reflects real struggles, but it offers solutions that are often incomplete, misleading, or harmful. And understanding it requires more than dismissal. It requires looking at the conditions that created it, the systems that amplify it, and the people who are drawn to it. Because at its core, the manosphere is not just an ideology, it's a response. And like any response, it tells us something important, not just about those who embrace it, but about the world that made it possible. And that is technically the end of my explanation.
Hang on, what about the conversation about Lamborghini Man?
Yes, we can do that. But I mean, that is the end of my script. So now it is time where the floor is open to you to ask questions and we can discuss.
Lamborghini Man.
What about him?
Well,
and
what I found interesting...
We all have a Lambo.
Well, what I found interesting, he was the only one that I think, other than he was literally, I think it was his wife, literally saying to his wife, that I can shag anybody I want to, but I want you to be a faithful mother of his two daughters. Exactly. He was the only one where it was patently obvious, and he was promoting purely financial stuff.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know if, yes, expecting your wife to remain faithful while you go and shag who you like, I suppose that's a form of misogyny, but it wasn't blatant. He was sort of more on the investment. You can be successful like me, etc., go to the gym, etc., whatever. So he was the least toxic, in spite of his offensiveness in the way he and in fact, it was very interesting. There was a car, so immediately it grabs my attention.
Yeah, so you've already subscribed, I'm guessing. Yeah. Oh, nice Lambo.
He was I think he was making the point to Louis Theroux that just because I drive a Lamborghini, it doesn't mean anything. This isn't me. Whereas, of course, 99%. Whereas 99% of Lamborghinis, the reason they buy them is because they want to be seen.
That statement in itself is a lie.
No, of course, absolutely.
Because if it meant nothing, he would have a Ford Fiesta.
Well, whatever.
Why would you waste this money that you're trying so hard to accumulate if it means nothing?
Yeah. No, I mean, his sin, I would say, in terms of Lamborghini Man, was more... Well, was more to do with sort of a much simpler form of ego. He was clearly driven by ego. There was no sense of empathy, humility. It was the opposite of that, which is obviously ego. That was what was driving him. I didn't read him as a fundamentally evil person, whereas the other guys, the two other guys, the one we were talking about earlier, the previous FBI agent who had the down market version of that What's Up, whatever you call it, whatever video thing, he was very suspect.
I can tell you that he is actually the biggest in the Manosphere.
You mean biggest? So we got
most successful.
And on what measure? He has the most views.
He has the most viewers, the biggest audience.
So even more than titty wank. I can't keep saying
Winky
that expression. We need to look up his real name.
No, Winky Wanky Woo is fine. That was Peter Sellers and Dudley Moore did the Winky Wanky Woo.
Peter Sellers and Dudley Moore did a skit, did they?
Yeah. Derek and Clive Live. Winky Wanky.
Derek and Clive Live, that was a record, wasn't it?
Yes.
I had it.
Yes. Peter Sellers and Dudley Moore. Peter Cook, sorry, not Peter Sellers.
Both of them have died, unfortunately. Anyway, so more than him, maybe because he's English and the other fellow was American.
I think the Lambo guy was a little less forthcoming because he was protecting his own brand. He probably knew that being on Louis Theroux could go really badly for him, and he didn't want to say too much about anything because his whole business model is getting you to invest in some really dodgy fucking Bitcoin.
Yes, but he wasn't there insulting women on a podcast, is what I'm saying.
Because that's not the audience he's after.
Yeah.
He's not after the people who sleep in cars and the people who are from single parent families. He's after your middling successful person who is looking for an easy road to riches.
Yeah, yeah. But the most interesting one was, I say most interesting, none of them were particularly interesting, but the one who transitioned to Islam. So he was, I think, I didn't see his earlier work. He was the one where he was on the street where those youths ran up and said, "Whoa, wow, I can't believe I'm meeting you," etc., etc. And he was the one, and I didn't understand it. You'll be able to tell me about this. What is it with this photographs? If one of your eyes is covered, that's a sign of Satan or something.
Oh, that's Satanism. You see every magazine cover.
No, but that's what he was saying.
I know.
But what's that got to do? What? You cover one eye and that's something to do with Satan, is it?
Yeah, that proves it.
I mean, anyway, so at least he'd found religion.
Yeah.
I mean, how did he transition from doing, misogyny videos or whatever he did and ending up?
Well, you go from one fake belief system to another.
Maybe. No, what do you mean? Islam is the last real, it's the true one. As an atheist.
Don't you dare start promoting Islam on this podcast.
Oh, well, I tell you what, I never will. And shall I give you the reason?
We do not promote any religion on this podcast.
No, well, in fact, one thing that cured me of religion, I think I was about 13, and it probably happened to you, walking down Oxford Street. A guy comes up to me and says, "Have you ever heard of who was the Beatles fellow, George Harrison?"
George Harrison, yeah.
George Harrison. I said, "Yeah, I've heard of George Harrison. And I've got one of his records here, and it's a gift to you."
Uh-oh.
And I said, "Well, that's very kind." You know, I was middle, I have to accept a bit middle class there. "Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you very much." I start walking away. "Oh, just one thing. We usually like a donation." Yeah. "Oh, all right, okay." So I probably gave him a quid. He said, "No, we really like a donation of a minimum of £5." Anyway, it was George Harrison when he transitioned into...
You're thinking Cat Stevens.
Oh. It wasn't. It was Cat Stevens, yeah. And he transitioned into...
Muhammad something.
Something or other. And that cured me of my religious beliefs at that stage. So I won't be promoting any religious beliefs.
I used to really like Cat Stevens as well when I was a kid.
What group was he in?
He was just Cat Stevens. He was his own group.
No. He was part of something bigger.
No, he was not.
Oh, wasn't he?
No. Cat Stevens was Cat Stevens.
What's a shame is that if
Morning has broken
is that Cat
like
Stevens?
the first morning.
All right. It's a shame I had to sell my record collection as a result of shortage of funds, because that sort of record is probably worth a few bob these days.
Anything vinyl is actually worth money.
Is it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so coming back to this Manosphere, let's close this discussion but it was, I don't know, it was worrying because what it illustrated was how bad things are really getting when there is such an appetite for this sort of content.
And a proliferation of people providing it.
And a proliferation of people providing it. Yes, you're right. But I think as we started this conversation today, talking about, I think you're right, that at some point people are going to say it's gone too far and the pendulum will swing in the other way, and we're going to be living in a puritanical, women can't show their legs and all of that sort of
we'll
nonsense.
start burning witches again.
Oh, would you think we're going to go that far?
Yeah, I think we'll go back to the Middle Ages where we'll be eating potatoes and burning witches.
Are you going to be a squire, or are you going to be what's the opposite of a squire? A peasant.
I'm going to be a bit of a Robin Hood figure, except I'll take from the rich and keep it.
Yes, exactly. But it is, I tell you, of course, it's not surprising that you made the very important point that emotional content completely irrelevant. That's all out the door.
No, there's
and
no
it's
emotion.
all, as you described it again quite accurately, as transactional. It's just how much money, whether you're going to be in the plus or minus column of the relationship.
Yeah, it's basically, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah. I certainly don't want to get too philosophical. It's a strange, tough podcast, for Christ's sake. But
it is strange. It's strange that people accept this kind of ideology and look at it as though it's a normal way to think.
Yes. No, but it's and it's not just now, but it's certainly worse now. The common theme through all of it is what these people can get out of a situation. The measure of their satisfaction is how much they get out of a situation. And certainly in my experience, satisfaction only relates to what you put into a situation. It's the effort you put in, not what you take out. And that concept is just completely...
That's dead in the water.
Yeah, literally dead in the water with these people. They do not understand that... I can't keep saying this titty wanky thing.
Winky wanky woo.
And I can't say P. Diddy because that is a person, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's also a pretty awful person.
Anyway, whatever that fellow is, however much money that fellow is able to extract out of his podcasting, not podcasting, but videos, he literally ranks as a 1 on the scale of 1 to 10. And he'll probably never understand why. Poor fellow. No, he needs his mother to explain to him.
Loser and then tell his mum about you.
It's just... Anyway, whatever. But, I think Louis Theroux did a reasonably good job. But bearing in mind how, in my mind, bad these people really are, he could have exposed more.
We could have done 10 episodes on this.
You're right.
It's too big.
I wouldn't want to, but you're right.
But it's too big to cover in one go. And Louis Theroux did what he could, I think. Yes. I thought it was quite well done. It was just revolting enough.
Yeah. In fact, is Louis Theroux Jewish?
I would say so.
I can't... Theroux? It's an unusual name. Only because they start... we don't need to go over it, but when he used
to work for the BBC, didn't he? So I would say
that doesn't mean you're Jewish. What?
It's a qualification to enter the BBC.
I don't think so. Is it really?
Yeah.
Anyway, his Jimmy Savile thing keeps haunting him. I don't know why, because what did he come across as sympathetic or something when he was interviewing Jimmy Savile?
He was asking questions regarding the age of Jimmy Savile's companions and bringing it to light, but nobody cared.
So he wasn't.
I mean, he didn't turn around like Johnny Rotten did and say, "You're a fucking nonce."
Yeah.
But he did point to the disparity, the age disparity in the people he was attracted to.
No, because I wonder why this fellow kept picking on Thoreau for having done an interview with...
He didn't even know about it. It was his viewers who were saying, ask him about Jimmy Savile. He's mates with Jimmy Savile.
Oh, yeah.
And they equally didn't know anything about it.
Mm.
But if they did, they wouldn't have posed that question in the first place.
Mm. Yeah.
Anyway, Jimmy Savile is in hell.
We don't want to do an episode about him. You know, he operated in my area in Buckinghamshire.
He operated all over the fucking country.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was, he had no borders. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this double episode of Strange Stuff podcast, which I think this is the first time we're actually going to release 2 episodes on the same day, back to back. Or maybe we've done it once before.
I hope our podcast can't be conceived as anything other than sort of mildly positive, slight entertainment.
Well, after the people we're talking about, we should be seen as children's entertainers.
Yes, you're right.
Fuck's sake.
Yes, apart from the language.
I think we need to finish this episode with one of my jokes. I'm warning you, it's a joke in advance so that you know when to laugh.
Right, let me see if I can laugh at the right point of the joke. What's it called?
So,
the touchline? Catchline? Punchline.
See, we've lost it already. I'm setting myself up and you're knocking me down. So, vacuum cleaner salesman knocks on the door of a really big mansion in the middle of Surrey. And the door's opened by an 8-year-old boy in a silk dressing gown, with a glass of brandy in one hand and a cigar in the other. The vacuum cleaner salesman says, "Hello, young man. Is your mummy home?" And the young man says, "Does it look like my fucking mum's home, you moron?"
We've got there, have we?
He's 8 years old, smoking and drinking, home alone. Oh my God, I give up.
Oh dear.
Well done. I give myself a round of applause.
Yes.
Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you appreciated the efforts that we put into this one this week.
Yeah.
Extra long episode. If anyone actually got to the end of both episodes, well done you.
Oh, yes, you're right. You should have done your joke at the beginning, Andy, because a lot of people might have missed it.
Well, I knew you were going to ruin it, so it's probably best.
What do you mean ruin? I didn't need to ruin it. What are you talking about? Some Macaulay Culkin wannabe type joke. Oh dear. Well done. Yeah, I mean, touchy subject, I have to say. I mean, what we were talking about, the Manosphere. But I mean, it's good to bring it out into people's attention who missed the documentary.
Well, I'll tell you what I've been doing, actually. I've been rewatching Peaky Blinders for the simple reason that today comes out the film Peaky Blinders on Netflix, which is like the sequel.
And is it starring the
yes,
the same guy
or
the same characters?
It's Peaky Blinders.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've got to put back watching the film until I finish the entire series.
We might have talked about it before. They actually existed. They literally had razor blades sewn into their peaks of their caps.
Yeah, we did do an episode on street gangs in Victorian England, I think.
We? What's next week? What's next week's episode about?
Well, I'm not going to tell you that.
You're always criticising me for being in the dark. I mean, you know, obviously I need a bit of help these days.
But even when you have help, it's like talking to myself. It's pointless telling you what the episode's about, because anyway, by next week you'll have forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, actually. I would have done.
Anyway, let's finish this up. Thanks for listening. Yep. We'll see you same time, same place next week. And if you're one of our Patreon members, you can join us at patreon.com/Strange Stuff Podcast and listen on Wednesday as well, when you get an extra episode. Plus, there's the murdery bits.
Yep.
It's 3 episodes a week. It's a bonus. Yep. And we will not rate you out of 10 unless you really want us to. So have yourselves a strange week. Don't join the Manosphere. And we'll see you same time, same place next week. Goodbye for now.
Bye for now.